Hey guys, it's Jonah here, back with another beer review, and this one is from over in Denmark. It's a Danish beer, and according to the blurb, this is their first ever commercial beer. I'm not 100% sure whether that means they've done some previous brews that they haven't sold, that they've given away for free, maybe. I very much doubt that, but this is the first one that they're giving to the world, shall we say. It was from the Danish, no, it wasn't the Danish one, the Nordic beer box, I think. I can't remember what it was. But it's definitely a Danish one. It's Many Worlds Brewing. It says, there we go. This is the fourth Astronaut double IPA. And look at that can art. That's pretty cool. Always liking my can art. But if we turn it slightly on its side, you will see what a beast this is. It's a double IPA at 7.4% on the ABV. And we've got all the normal things in there, wheat, oats, etc., etc. But it's a double IPA. And of course, Danish people don't like recycling. And they like recycling, but they don't like pregnant ladies. So watch out, all you pregnant, you pregnant people. Brewed and canned in the EU, but then imported back to Britain by Beer 52. And we do have some blurb on the Beer 52 website. Didn't really say that much, and I didn't even get the thing out because it wasn't in there, basically. But I do have some blurb that I'm going to tell you from Untapped. So I'm going to be looking at my screen while you have a look at that can art. I think it's pretty damn cool. So it says the fourth Astronaut is Many World Brewing first ever commercial beer. I've already told you that. It's a big hazy double IPA, and it features Citra, Nelson Sauvin, and Brew One, and it's hopped a ludicrous amount of 20 grams per litre. Obviously, they do things in Europe slightly different, but I think we can understand that. This beer has aromas of tropical fruit, melon, and mango, along with a bit of wine thiol, and that's coming from Nelson Sauvin, of course. And then it says, when the Apollo 8 flew around the moon and back again in 1968, the crew took a picture called Earthrise, featuring the surface of the moon and the Earth in the distance. And it also had a deep black universe, almost like an astronaut. There we go. It looks a bit like that. So that's the Earth up here, and this is the dude kind of on. I don't think they actually walked on the moon at that point. That was later on. The fourth astronaut, the fourth member of the three-man Apollo crew, was basically what they called this picture. And indeed, the artwork for this can is an interpretation, blah, 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 which is fandabidozy. This is a fantastic beer. I can't actually remember how much it cost. It was a little bit more expensive than I would normally pay. But as I was using my points, it was half price. And I believe that it came in under £2. I know it's a small can, but it's a 7.4% beer. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's pour this in. Because this is a DIPA, or a double IPA, I'll go for a slightly aggressive pour to create some head, because otherwise that head will not stick around for too long. Wow. Well over a finger's head, which is cool and the gang. So let's get that in. Astronaut. I really want it to focus on the blooming can, but I think there's an algorithm within the thing which is always going to focus on my face first. Anyway, we'll work something out. Who knows? Wow. I know this is going to be a bad boy already. Yeah, getting a lot of hoppage on the nose there. yeah, that melon and mango-y type thing, but I'm also getting that kind of, you know, beware, this is a strong one, so it's kind of alcohol thing there. I am getting that white wine kind of vibe, um, but I have to say, because of the other tropical notes and the mango, unless I knew that this was Nelson Sauvin and I was looking for those kind of really high notes, I think they'd be lost. We'll see if we can pick it out while I'm drinking the beer. However, the alcohol's quite high. You've got some juicy flavors, mango, etc., etc. So I'm really going to have to pick that high note apart, shall we say? I'm hoping this one isn't really carbonated because the last couple things have been lost. Um, my taste buds have been diverted by the carbon dioxide that's in the beer, and this has been in the fridge for 2 days, 3 days perhaps. So hopefully not too much. It doesn't look like it's that fizzy. That I know I said the other day to look at the carbonation, but you have a look in there. There is not too much carbonation going on. Look at that. What a difference a day makes. Nuts. Anyway, cheers and beers, dear viewer. If you're new to the channel or if you've watched a few of the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, because everything I do is to entertain whilst drinking beer. Cheers and beers, and we'll see what this one's all about. Oh, my God. So yeah, this is, wow, really hoppy, shall we say. Bit of a kind of juice monster going on. There's a bit of greenery there too. Definitely getting the tropical fruits, the pineapple, that kind of thing. The mango's in there too. It is a bit of a kind of smoothie beer, this, so there's going to be lots of oats and wheat in there. Wow, and quite bitter, but it's bitter from the sourness. It's like when you have a really concentrated juice, like a mango juice is a good one, kind of a bit thick as well. You kind of almost get bitterness because it's kind of a little bit sour, but you're getting a sort of sour bitterness there, even though it's just a fruit juice, if you know what I mean. And that's what I'm getting here. I'm trying to pick apart, is there that thing there? I mean, I'm sure it is there, but those high notes that are usually delicate, I don't know why they would be in a DIPA, to be perfectly honest. Um, and what with the sourness, the bitterness, the hop, it just that ridiculous amount of hops in here. Yeah, I mean, there is a little bit of vinous kind of wine-like thing in there, but there's so many other layers over the top of it that it's kind of lost. A lighter ale, fine, but putting Nelson Sauvin in a really hoppy DIPA, maybe it's there just to balance out some of the bitterness, some of the sourness. Who knows? Who knows? Oh. Yeah, the other thing is, along with the fruit, there's also that green thing, which is going to be the Citra. Um, Brew One, is it Brew One? Brew hyphen one? Not 100% sure what that brings to the table, but Citra does that bring that kind of greenness, that resin. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the resinous kind of stuff from the Citra is kind of giving that oomph, that kind of real hop. It's kind of like a generic greeny hop kind of feel to it. I'm not surprised. Wow, there is a bit of carbon dioxide in there too. because Citra, as I've said before, is the most commonly grown hop, and as a result, it's the most commonly used hop as well. So a lot of the time when I'm talking about generic hops, I'm probably talking about the impact of Citra, because it's in so many beers. It's absolutely nuts, especially craft beers. Not so much in lagers and stouts and things like that, but in craft beers, Citra is everywhere. It's absolutely crazy. It's almost like having a beer that doesn't have Citra in, although there are a few of those around. Yeah, the high percentage of beers contain Citra. Wow. The other thing is, for a beer that is so high in alcohol, 7.5%. I know it's not massive, but it is reasonably high in alcohol. Got a nice thick line there. That's my second sip there. Okay, a lot of the head has kind of disappeared, but there is a little bit of head left. So I'm quite impressed with the head retention there. Not too much going on the back. What have we got? We've got a sort of goose. I don't know if you can see that there. Wow, the lighting in here is terrible today. It's because it's in the daytime. The sort of goose here with its head up in the air. And then on this side, there's a some sort of kudu or something with the horns on top of its head. And that is foam watch for the day. I know some of you really like foam watch. Some of you probably don't understand what the hell I'm talking about, but it's like looking at the clouds on a semi-occluded day, a bit like today actually. There's quite a few clouds around. Lying on your back and looking and trying to work out what the clouds look like. That's kind of what I'm doing by looking at the foam in my beer. Sometimes I look at it from a top-down kind of perspective, as opposed to when you're looking at clouds, you're probably looking bottom up, unless you're an astronaut, and then you would be looking at the Earth. You'll be definitely taking a top-down approach to things. You're looking at clouds, that is. Cheers and beers. In fact, I wonder if astronauts who walked on the moon looked at the Earth and saw the clouds and went, "Oh, I wonder what that." They're probably busy doing astronaut type things because they're all mad scientists and all that kind of stuff. But if I was on the moon, I would definitely look at Earth and look at the clouds and go, "Oh, that looks like blah blah blah." That's what I do with my beer. Oh, quite thick as well. And the beer, you see my face kind of going like that, but that's purely because of the kind of bitterness and sourness that's coming from such a heavy hop profile, shall we say. Hops are pretty bitter anyway, obviously. They make our beer bitter. But when you get it too much, yeah, it kind of very sour. Anyhow, that has been dun, 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 the fourth astronaut. There we go, if it'll focus. Let's put it in front of my face. Tends to focus if I'm not in the shop. There we go. That's the fourth astronaut double IPA from Many Worlds Brewing. Jesus, this is the end of the video. Come on, camera, don't mess me about. Maybe I need to clean the lens or something, but the there we go. The autofocuses are gone for a Burton ale probably. Many Worlds Brewing. It's their first commercially available beer. I think that's a pretty good beer for their first one, but don't go too mad for the hops. Obviously, DIPAs tend to have a lot of hops in, but you don't have to, dear beer. You really don't have to. This has been, as always, your loving Unclejona drinking beers, so you guys don't have to, and hopefully entertaining you at the same time. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Remember to drink some beer. It'll definitely make you smarter. Unclejona will return with another beer review. That's going to happen real soon.